dear friends. Hello, and today I'm going to talk about why do we react disproportionately? Why do we get emotional in certain situations and yell or scream at others in a way that is not proportionate to that particular situation? And I'm going to give you an example of a scenario of why this is happening to us. Now, many a time, and I don't know if you have observed it, many a time I found myself yelling, especially when my children were growing up. I found myself yelling at them for very, very small and silly reasons. And after a while, I would think back and think, why did I even yell at that? Why did I react? And I hurt them in the process. And also, I'm hurting myself in the process because I don't want to really hurt the person that I love so much. I don't want to hurt my children for whom I'm doing so much for them. And I don't want to hurt my spouse or my friends. But invariably, I do find myself sometimes yelling and screaming or reacting disproportionately. Now, as I examined, thought more deeply about it, I came to the conclusion that when we are screaming or yelling or reacting disproportionately, we are acting from our subconscious mind. And this is what I'm going to share in this video, that how our subconscious mind plays such a strong role in our reactions, in our disproportionate reactions, in our anger, in our emotions. So, when we are when we are reacting, we are operating out of our subconscious mind. That means our subconscious mind is actually sitting in the driver's seat and moving the car of our life. And what is our subconscious mind? The subconscious mind is made up of our emotions, our old memories. All our memories are stored in our subconscious mind. All our emotions are stored in our subconscious mind. Our emotions of anger and sadness and upset and disappointment and frustration and shame, all our emotions are lodged in our subconscious mind. All our memories are lodged in the subconscious mind. On top of this, all our traumas are lodged in the subconscious mind. So if you have gone through a traumatic memory from the past, that is sitting in the subconscious mind, and that is there, and it is passive until a triggering situation comes in. The moment a triggering situation comes in, that passive subconscious thought or trauma or memory plays into action and starts blending. Now, in addition to this, we also have our blueprint, our blueprints, which is our belief system, which is our beliefs that influence our daily actions. Now, if you look at all of this, it almost seems like a factory is there in our subconscious mind, and that is processing. And that's very true. This factory of our subconscious mind is constantly processing our current situations with the raw materials from the past, the raw materials of our old memories, with the raw materials of our old traumas, with our raw materials of our old emotions. And it is running through the blueprint of our belief system, and all of that is churning out the end result of our reactions. So if you want your reactions to be responses rather than reactions, if you want your reactions to be more calm rather than emotional, more objective rather than subjective, more objective rather than being more judgmental, then it is worthwhile to explore what the subconscious mind is really doing and understand it so that we can operate more from a conscious mind rather than from a subconscious mind. So let me give you an example. I know this is a lot of information, but I'll give you an example of what might be happening with a scenario. Say, for example, Mary, let's use a name of a person called Mary, and this is a fictional name again. See, Mary is having a triggering situation, and she has two sons, and her teenage son is running late to school. That is the situation. Mary's teenage son is running late for school. And she is influenced, before she starts reacting, she is influenced by her subconscious raw materials, which is old memories. What is the old memory here? That her son has gone late to school a couple of times this quarter. Her old emotions might be that she got angry a couple of times when her son became late to school. So that is the old emotion of anger is already sitting there in her subconscious mind. And then there is an old trauma. This is Mary is a divorcee. She's a single parent. And she has the trauma of going through that whole process of divorce and raising her son on her own. And plus, she has a trauma of having this feeling that I have to do this all on my own. So the overwhelm of trying to do a parenting all on her own. So you see, it's a dual trauma that Mary is experiencing. Now, these are already there in the subconscious mind. Okay, this is a really dramatic situation, already there in the subconscious mind, and these three raw materials are sitting there, and then you add the belief system. Now, beliefs are the blueprints through which those subconscious memories and raw materials pass through, and the current situation is also passing through. So, you have a belief system. Mary has a belief system saying that I am a single parent and I am responsible for my child. Or she has a belief system that I am unable to take care of my son and help him foster good values. Or she might have a belief system that I am not a good parent. Or she might have a belief system I am not good enough. Now, if you look at it, all of these beliefs, or the mix of these beliefs, is influencing Mary at this current moment, in this current situation. Okay? So you have the raw materials, you have the blueprint of the beliefs, and then finally, as the situation happens, she sees that her son is getting late for school, and her son being late for school is generating new thoughts. So the outcome of this is this triggering this situation processes with the old raw materials of old traumas, old memories, and the old emotion, and the belief system. It's processing through the belief system as well, and it is generating new thoughts and new emotions. And what are the new thoughts that is being generated? That, oh my God, my son is going late for school again. I have to do something about it. Or it can be, what if he's getting late for school and he gets a mark on his academic, it is affects his academics. What if he's expelled from school? That's a terrifying, anxious thought. Or there might be a thought saying that it is my responsibility to do something about this, and unless I do something, he's going to really continue being late. And so these new thoughts are being generated. And in the process of the new thoughts being generated, new emotions are being generated. So she's finding that she's getting angry, her face expression changes, her tone changes, her body language changes, and then she looks at her son and yells at him and saying that this is not okay. How can you be late to school again and again and again? Don't you know how to take care of yourself? Don't you know how to be on time? You're such a useless boy. And I'm not going to be responsible for this. I'm not going to be responsible if you get a mark in your calendar, in your school records. I'm not going to be responsible for that. And that reaction comes out, and then that releases a barrage of emotions, and that might provoke some reactivity from the son. And there you go, there is a whole full-fledged family drama happening, and then finally, after 5 minutes of that drama, Mary is wondering, what just happened? What just happened? Why did I say all those things that I said? Why did I do all those things that I shouldn't do? I hurt my son, and I care so much for my son, and I hurt him. And the son has also hurt the mother in the process, and there's a whole drama happening. And if you look back again, what happened was just this whole subconscious mind playing, playing, and the old raw materials were of memories and traumas and emotions came into play. The blueprint and beliefs came into play, and that generated this whole new family drama. Now you might ask me, Lata, what can we do about it? Yeah, what can we do about it? The most important thing that we can do about it is not to keep the subconscious mind in charge, rather be have the conscious mind in charge. The conscious mind, think of the conscious mind as the captain of your ship, and your subconscious mind is the crew of your ship. The captain has to be in charge. And once you get the captain or the conscious mind in charge, the conscious mind will be able to tell the subconscious mind that, hey, just put aside those old memories and old traumas for now, breathe a little, and just look at the situation objectively, only for what it is right now. And use the new belief, the positive belief, that I am the best parent that I can be in this current situation. I am a good parent. And when you use this new belief and have a new reaction, just pushing aside all the old memories for a moment, you'll find that will probably find that her reaction is totally different. And I just wanted to give you a small peep into what happens in the subconscious mind, the drama that it creates. And that happens because of all of those old raw materials and belief systems and memories and traumas that are sitting in the subconscious mind. And those need to be addressed at some point of time. If we want to have a good reaction, if we want to have a calm reaction, if we want to respond instead of reacting to our children, to our parents, to our friends, to our colleagues, then we need to operate out of a conscious mind rather than a subconscious mind, and we need to learn how to do that in the process. I hope this was helpful, and let me know. Put your thoughts in the comments, and let me know if you resonate with this kind of family drama. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Take care.